gets their own working copy, right? In any version control system, people get their own working copy, please. Okay. Examples of this. Again, Git is a concept. It is like your overriding or encapsulation or things like that, where it can be implemented by different languages, right? Similarly, Git is implemented. If it's implemented as a centralized version control system, then we have CVS, Subversion, right? These are the two. I only listed two, but there are many out there. Let's go to the next one. Look at the distributed one, right? He is working, checks into this one local repository, and then pushes to the remote one on the cloud. The reason why it is in the shape of a cloud is what? What does it mean when you say cloud, please? Cloud is what? Cloud is what? What does cloud mean? Data center, which is on internet, usually, right? This could be a local repo on your computer, right? Local repo on your computer, which is in turn connected. So you first push your code here, check if everything looks fine, and then you commit it to the remote or the one on the internet or the one on the cloud repo, right? So can you tell me, if we take example of GitHub, where would GitHub be? Here or here? In the cloud or here? Cloud? Yes. So that is correct. Yes, very good, both of you. So they can make whatever changes they want and commit without affecting the remote repo. So this repo is not affected. The local one is affected. They'll get the latest version from it, work on this. Once this seems okay, then they'll push the code to the remote, right? Examples of this kind of a system, right? This kind of an environment, the examples are GitHub, Bitbucket, and GitLab. Okay, there are many more again, like I said, GitHub, Bitbucket, and GitLab are the important ones. Now, here are a few examples. The 5 open source version control system. Guys, I forgot to mention, one of the reasons why we need version control systems is in the past decade or so, the whole open source code or the open source thing has just become a really big deal, and it is just what should I say? It is blown out of proportion, but then it is good for everybody. Is good, but in any case, the more the source is open, the more there are people who want to work on it, the more there are people who want to extend from it and create their own versions, right? So the importance of version control system has increased a lot after the open source service has come into existence, meaning the open source concept has come into existence. The need for the version control systems has increased, right? Okay, before that it was just few companies like Infosys, Microsoft, and many other companies like in Hyderabad or anywhere where I used to work on a version control system that was local to my office. In a network, there would be one server and we would all check in our code to that, right? Before internet in the beginning of internet, that's how it used to be. But later on, when people started sharing stuff, they needed version control, there needed to be a tracking mechanism, they needed many things, right? So these are all the things. Now our focus today is Git, right? Let's move on. Please look at this carefully. So what do we have here? This picture depicts the main crux of the whole thing. How does it work? There is one remote repository like I showed you on cloud. This is your GitHub repository, github.github.com, and there is a setup in your local computer, right? This is your working directory, meaning let's say in C drive, you create your own my Git projects or my projects, and that you would have a folder with all your files, right? This would be that. Then there's a staging area that only Git manages. Then you push it to your repository. From here, you save it to your repository. Then you push it to the main repository on the cloud, right? How do you do this? You work here. There are a few commands that you do. Git add adds it to the staging area. Please remember, these are very important. Staging area. Git commits it to your local repository. From here, when you say git push, it gets pushed to the remote. Everybody clear on this? Local working directory, your D drive, wherever you have your project, you say git add, it gets added to the staging area. You say git commit, it gets committed to your repository, right? Local repository again. Then when you push it, it gets pushed to the remote location. All right, everybody clear? Very quickly, let's look at few advantages, and then we'll move on. What are the main advantages? It allows teams to add, merge code at the same time to the same project, right? Multiple people working on the same project, they can merge the code. They can work on the same piece of code. Let's say there are 4 files and 4 different people can work on it. Even the same file, there could be different functions that people are working on it. You can merge the code, right? That is one important thing, very important when you are working, on software projects where there's a product-centric project, and then you are working on a specific feature of a product, and there is of the project, and then there are like let's say 5 people who are working on the same page, home page, right? Let's take for example React. You might be working on one component, somebody else might be working on some other component. See what I'm saying? Multiple files working on the same feature. In those situations, merging and all helps a lot, right? Makes teams more efficient and gives them ability to work on bigger project, right? Revert changes and all, like I told you earlier in the beginning of the session, you want to go back to some change that you did 2 days ago because the current one, let's say the complexity or time complexity or space complexity is high. You do not like this solution. You want to go back. You can always go back, revert changes, right? Can create new branches, right? There's a whole team. Let's say there's this one really good team that is working on looking at the whatever client has given. There is a list of requirements, and that team is working on it. There might be another team that is working only on bug fixes. So you want to branch out of the main one. The bug fixing team or the troubleshooting team will be working on that. Then the main team will focus on the new features, right? Somewhere down the lane, you'll merge all these into a new version. Okay. Then can create new branches for adding new features. Then you can resolve a merge conflict. Let's say I use the same function, somebody else uses the same function and is trying to update. And you want to create if there's a conflict, you want to resolve the conflict, then you can do that also very easily. Those are the main advantages. Okay, quickly. You all understand this. Projects, nothing but repositories. Commits meaning saves. Branches meaning what? Please do not be under the impression that a branch is a folder. No, please. Branch is not a folder. I'll show you how it works. Most of the work committed is on the branches and then merged with the master branch. Okay. So when I looked at EPAM's requirements or their curriculum that they have shared, what they have said is that students must know how branching works, how branch merge works, right? So why do they want you to know that, please? Why do you think they want you to know how branching works? What are branches? How do you create branch? What do you think is the need to create a branch? Yes, multitasking. See, let's say there are 4 people, right? Like I told you earlier, there are 4 people belonging to different teams, right? See, the reason why this is the question is specific to you all. You all are going to be placed very soon. Many companies do not directly take students into their projects. But from what I gather, EPAM takes students and puts them on projects also. It's not like they'll put you on bench and they'll train you forever and then they don't do that. So for you to get on board, to be, to get on board faster, it's easier if you know how branches work, because they'll pull the code and give you one branch and ask you to work on it. Then you can show your work, and then based on your how you work, then they'll pull you into a development team. See that? You have to merge all work. But this particular company expects that you to know all this ahead so that they can get you into the development team faster. Okay. Now, then push is to store code, pull is to get the new code from the repo. .git stores details about all this. Yes, I'll show you what this .git folder is. What is to merge all the work done by different people? Yes. After says branch is pulled from the project and then merged. Okay. Yeah. Dharan, is it like having a simulation before the main match? Simulation before the main match? Not really simulation, because after you simulate, you still have to play the main match, right? This is not like that. You play, I don't know if you can compare like that, because you actually create the code. The code is ready, it works fine. You check it, and if it is working fine, you move the code directly. Then you don't recreate the whole thing again. You merge the code. Okay, but I think you are on the right track. Abhishek says, ma'am, does each project have its own local memory, or They share a local memory on our system. They have memory on our system, but from what I understand, you have a .git folder for each project. So each project's the working of the Git is different from the other one. Okay, I hope I got all questions. Similar kind of thing. Yeah, Dharantej. To differentiate in your words. Okay, you can do that also. See, they might give you two students the same work. They'll ask you to branch out, write code for a certain particular feature. Then whichever code is faster, whichever code has less footprint, whichever code has passed all the test cases, they'll pull that code, right? That could also be one of the reasons. Now here's a picture. So this is your master, the main one. Then you have version 0.5, some quick fixes. There's still development. You see there is steady development going on here, right? Then in that you're adding a new feature. Then that becomes v1.0. There. You see that? So the main branch is that there are bug fixes. Hot fixes, nothing but quick bug fix. Then there are features, everything. These are all different branches, please. Like a tree. It's like a horizontal tree. These are all the branches. And at the end, you merge them all, release it as a new version. Right? Everybody clear? Sounds okay? So far, so good? Okay. Now, the implementation of the concept or the tool, the Git thing is done by many, GitHub, GitLab and Bitbucket. GitHub and Bitbucket are similar. GitLab, on the other hand, is mostly used by corporates, right? Like companies, it's like a private network kind of a thing, mostly, right? Git is a tool and rest are services for projects that use Git, right? Let's see. Public Git hosting services. We all know this. GitLab is also one of them, but mostly companies use it, corporates use it. All these play a crucial role in modern software development. I cannot imagine how we could have developed a product if we were not using a source control system. So it is that important. I'd rather have somebody who does not write smart code, who writes really lengthy code, leaves a lot of footprint, but I cannot imagine not having a tool that helps me in doing the version control. Okay. Having said all that, now that we are all sold out on the fact that Git is important, we all need to know version controlling. Let's go and start working on it, please. How many of you here have installed Git? Let me just do a quick poll to see how many do not have. Okay, give me a moment there. Poll, add new poll. Installed Git. Hold on, sharing. Where is it? I think I hid it somewhere. One moment. Quickly, please. You should have gotten a link. Okay. There are many ways you can download it. One second, let me get you a link if you have not already downloaded. There's a link for Windows. The link obviously. Please click on that link. There's a lot of students who did not install Git. Download Windows version if you are running on a Windows computer. Download Mac. If you're running on a Mac computer. That's a big number who have not installed. Please install. And once you're done, check through the recording after the class and follow, please. If you're not able to follow now, because you have to install and start everything. All right, let's move on. Ending the code. Then hide. There. Okay. So here, screen share. All right. So I created a folder called Git3. Can you also do that? All those who have installed, please create a new folder. You can name it Git1 or whatever you want to name it. Create a folder. So what are we doing now? What do you think we are doing, everybody? Why am I creating a folder? I am going to show you how a Git project looks like, how to work with Git, basic and a little more advanced Git commands, right? So here I have a folder. This is going to be my project folder. Yes, Dharanji, I'm initializing a Git local repo. That is exactly what I'm going to do. But why am I doing it? Because I'm going to show you, walk you through the steps involved in creating a Git project or Git repo out of a local project. Okay. You could do it. There are many ways of doing it, please. First and foremost, I'm assuming you've already signed up at github.com. Please sign up at github.com and download Git. Right? Most importantly, sign up first. Once you have signed up at github.com and create a folder like that and change into that folder, meaning move into that folder. And once you're in that folder, in the location bar, type CMD there. Right? Are you all able to see this? Everybody with me? Okay. So here I'm going to say, like any other node project or many tools have this thing where you initialize the whole thing. Like Dharantej here says, git initializing. So I'm just saying git init. Initialized empty git repository so and so. Right? At so and so location. What does that mean? It created a .git folder. Now in the afternoon when I told students to create it, they did it, but they couldn't see the .git folder. It's most probably because system files are hidden. So you want to view all hidden files. Please go and change the settings to see all files. Okay. By default, this is created. The moment you say git init, a .git folder will be created. Everybody, this is a software. Everything is a software. Some sort of a program, bunch of programs that somebody has written. So what do? They have to manage, right? How will they know what change has been made, which is first version, which is second version? Even though I'm saying it, they'll have to write it somewhere, right? So this is the folder that they're going to use to do all that writing and managing. See that info, objects, references, config, description, head. Okay. Don't touch these files. Keep them there. So this is my folder, right? Now I did a CMD and I did a git init. And then it automatically created the .git folder. Now, what I want to do is I already have a Git account, right? GitHub account. So I want to tell that, boss, you are related to that account there on cloud. Remember I showed you that picture where we have a local, staging, repo, and then the remote, right? So now I'm going to just mention here that you are bound to my account on GitHub by mentioning this git config -- global. Just say user.email, whatever your email address that you registered with. Do that, please. I hope you're all able to see the screen. So first create a Git account, GitHub account. Create GitHub account, install git 3 create folder in your local system, right? Then change to that folder, meaning cd into that folder, cd, change directory, right? Then you say git init, right? Then sixth one is what? You set the config. Let me just copy and paste this part here. Please do not use my email. Sixth is that. Remember, it is -- global. Everybody able to see what I just did? How many of you have come this far? Or how many of you have been able to do this? Okay, one. There, Mansi. Okay. Okay. All right. Good. Right? Now, like I said, don't panic if you don't see the .git folder. It's most probably because you are not set your settings to see hidden files, right? Now, I also want, if you want, you do this, otherwise it's okay, please. Git config. I want to set my VS Code as the editor, right? -- global, same thing, code.editor, okay, code, let's try this. If it doesn't work, we'll try something else. There, okay. Basically, I'm setting the editor as VS Code. All right. Enough with configuration. Let's now, before we get in, can somebody tell me how do I create a new file in Windows from command prompt? From this terminal window, if I want to create a new file, how do I do that? Dharantesh, that is make directory, folder. Let's see how many respond. Nobody, how many? CD name folder. But that is changing into the folder. Can you repeat? I want to know how to create a new file from command prompt here. CD is for change directory. mkdir is for making directory. Right. Type null greater than file name and it will create a new file. And in Linux or in Mac, global is for everything, Sai Teja, throughout. Any Git repository, globally I want to say this is the account that they should be using. All right, let's move on. Enough of general questions. So we have created a file, right? So we have created, we have created a directory. We have set the configuration. We did a git init, right? And I think that's good. Let's see a dir here. Let's type a dir here. Dir. Right? Two directories it says. Fine. CLS. Done. Let's move on. Now what I want to do is I want to add a couple of files. Like I said, we are going to create a simple project, right? So I'm going to go and open this in VS Code. Open with code is what I'm going to say. If this option is not working for you, don't worry. Just open VS Code and say file open folder and pick the folder where you are working. Git 3, right? Done. So I'm in that folder here, right? So I want to create a folder. What folder shall I create? I want to create a file, right? Every project has an index.html. So I've created an index.html. There it is. Now I'm going to do a shift exclamation mark. I'm going to get a simple basic HTML page. Okay. Everybody repeat, please keep working while I'm doing it. If you do not want all this code, you can simply keep it as empty and just type, my first code or something like that. Have some text here is what I'm trying to say. Okay. So I'll say, hello world, right? This is my first commit. Just typing some code there so that I know this is the first thing I wrote. Okay. So now listen carefully. This is the local file in my local computer. What do I want to do? Who will tell me what should I do next to save this? Remember the boxes that I showed you in the beginning? From local to where? Yeah, what does that do? What does git add dot do? Staging, very good. So local to staging. Let's go do it. So I'll just say git add space dot. It said nothing, right? Now to see this is for me, I need to know what is happening behind the screens every time I type a command. I need to know how it works, right? So I'll always say this git status. Please make a note of all these commands. There's a cheat sheet also that I'll most definitely share towards the end of the session. But then as you're working on it, if you have a book and pen, please make a note. Git status. So what did it say? Remember, please, green means it is in the staging. It's not only in your local folder, but it has now gone into the staging, right? Now, let me add another file. Okay. I'll simply add one more file, say about.html, right? I'll do a similar thing, shift exclamation, and I'll say in about first change or first commit or, right? That is that. Okay. Now remember, I did nothing. I did not add or do anything here. Now I want to again see what is happening. Git status. What did you see here? What do you see? No commits yet, right? I did not do any commit, right? I just said add. So it's still in the staging area. Green means staging, please. Remember that. Not purple. Green means staging. Red means it's not even in the staging. It's very clearly saying git add and give the file to include in what will be committed. What will be committed? I did not say it will be committed, right? So here I'm going to again say what? Git add dot. Means add all files to staging. Done. Now let me type git status. Now what colors will I see? When I do git status now, what do you think I'll see? Yeah, green, both green. There. Done. So now they are in the first pit stop. Next, I want to commit these two files. I want to add them into the repo, local repo. So git commit, one very important thing that you must all make a habit of. Commit should always, what should it always? It should precede what? A message. -m is for message. Yes. So you say, now we cannot say message. -m, Dharantej, like I said, it has to be a proper message. You can't just say message. It has to be, it should make sense. So first commit, usually wherever you look at Git stuff, you'll see they call it as initial commit. Okay. So I'll use the same terminology. Done. No reds, no greens. So what does it mean? Where are these two files now, please? Where are my files about.html index? Yes, they are now in the local repo. I haven't put them back. I haven't pushed them into the main, main repo, the remote repo, right? Now let me go back. Suddenly I realized I also need to use a CSS file, right? So I'll go CSS, create a CSS folder, and then I will create a, styles.css. Remove the extension, press enter. Yes, I want to change the extension, right? You can have images, you can have CSS, everything. I go here, I have CSS folder, styles.css. Please repeat. This is for you all to get used to it. So do the same thing. So what do I do now? Every time I create something, what do I do? What's the first thing that I do? No, I don't want to add yet. I first want to see what's going on in the behind the screens. Very good. Get status. There. It's saying there's a CSS folder. So now I will say, oh, I realize I have added it. So I'll say git done, git.add. Now again I'll say git status. Now what color will I see? Green, right? Now I'll say git commit -m there, and I'll say added CSS folder, right? You must be thinking, what's the big deal, ma'am? Why should I have this -m, and why can't I just say first commit, second commit, third commit, something like that? You will know that in a minute or maybe less. How many of you are with me till now? Okay. Let me see. All right. Still need a lot of people to follow. I hope you all will at least listen to the recording and follow. You understood what I did, right? I created a CSS folder. Inside that I created styles.css. Then I did a git status, and it showed me in red. Then I said git add space dot. It added git status again. It showed me in green, means it is in staging. Now I want to commit it to the repository. So I said git commit -m, this one. Okay. Now I want to see what all has been done in this project. My lead has come to me, or I am the lead of the project, and I want to see what is going on, right? So what do I do? Git log. Okay. Everybody make a note. It is git log. So there was first was initial commit. You see it's in the reverse chronological order. First was initial commit. Next was added CSS folder, right? See, now looking at it itself, I am able to understand. But I do not want this verbose message. I want a simpler one. Also remember, please, our main folder is master. Remember I showed you a horizontal tree. The one on the left which is going straight, that is your master, meaning the main one, right? So I'm working on the master. I did not branch out to anything. Okay, that's why it says head is pointing to master. So now git log, but every time I don't want to see this many lines, so I'll just say git log -- one line. So simply it says added CSS folder, my currently pointing to the master branch, initial commit, two things, right? Now again, I have asked this question in the morning also. I ask you again, what is this 55A3CED? What do you think that is? Every line here is a commit, right? How many times I have committed? So that commit ID is this one. Why do we need the commit ID? Why is it maintaining an ID of everything? We'll see in a few minutes, right? Now another thing is, one thing that everybody recommends, and I also recommend, is don't just change one file or not one file, one line in a file, some really simple text, and then commit it. Don't constantly commit your repo. Commit a repo should happen when you have fixed one bug, when you have added a small tiny feature, right? That is what it should be. Don't have frequent commits. Okay. Now let's move on. Now let's say, while on the topic where I'm saying don't do frequent commits, I added a line, very simple one. Can this be committed? Right? And I'm going to do, you see what I did, right? In index.html, I just added one small line. This is not affecting anything. It's very basic text. I want to git status, and it's showing me red index.html. Now I don't want to do constantly, git add space dot and all. I don't want to do that. I want to directly commit because I know it's just a simple textual change. So what I can do, git commit. What do I do, please? Anybody? -a means it directly commits from your, this is not advisable, but it is good to know that there's an option like this, right? From your local to repo, directly commits, please. -a. Remember, don't forget the message. -m. This is my direct commit. Done. one file changed, git commit. Everybody, can somebody quickly type up the commands that we have learned so far? Most importantly, git what? Add, very good. Add, status, nice. Commit, good. Log, very good. Yeah, those were the most important things, right? Add, log, status, commit, and one line, of course, right? There are different ways of looking at a log. I don't want to get too deep. Again, guys, let's say one other important thing. Let's say I know log, but I am not very sure about what all are possible with this particular command. So I can always say -h. H means help. It will list out all possible things, right? Quiet, source, use mail map, right? So these are all the things that are possible. Now, let me just say git log, right? -all. I want to see all the updates, and then I want to see, I think, graph. Switch one hyphen graph. This doesn't work, then I'll just have to do git log graph. You see that? Where is the graph, please? Is there a graph that you see? There is no graph. Is there? Actually, the one that you're seeing here, right? The leftmost one, the line. That's your graph. Okay? It is linear like that because we don't have branches. If we had branches, then it will show that like that, a branch like that. I don't know if you're able to see my cursor, pointer. Okay? Anyway, I don't want to scare you with too much information, but that is that. Git log, we understood, right? Now we know how to directly commit to the repository by meaning staging and repo. It will go to staging, but then it will move to repo also directly, right? That is what we did just now. If there is an important quick bug fix that we want to do and then we want to go ahead, then we'll do that. But it is usually not advisable. Okay? And -a, -m can be together as -am also. All right, everybody. Now, we have added a CSS file and we have done commit and all that, right? We did all that. Now, let's say by mistake, I have created a styles.css. I want to delete it, right? I want to delete my styles.css. How do I delete a file? Or let me just add an image file here, right? Or a text file or something like that. Let me just add another one here. I'll say delete me.text. So what was that? Log -a -m direct commit, right? This is git status. Let me follow the process. So delete me is a new one. Now I'm going to say git add space dot done git commit -m adding a text file, right? That is done. Now I do git status, all set. But let's say I do not like the file that I just added. I want to delete it. I want to remove it from local. How do you think I'll remove this file? Of course, I'll just go and click on delete button. Done. File is gone, right? But the file is still there in the staging. Now listen carefully. The file is removed from your local folder. It's still there in the staging and it is still there in the repo. You want to reflect this whole thing. Now here's an interesting thing. In Git, you still need to say add and say the file name, delete me.txt, right? Was that the one? Yeah. Git add delete me.txt, right? Now if I say, you would be thinking that yeah, I have to delete it from staging, but not really. You still have to do git add. What does it say? Now it understood that there is no delete me in local folder. When I said add delete me, it's going and checking for that file. And it notices that I can't move it to staging because that file is deleted. I can't make any changes. I can't add this. So deleted, the file is deleted. So now I'll say, now that I know that it is deleted, I'll say git commit -m deleted txt file, right? Now I'll say git status, nothing. Okay, everybody delete the file, create a dummy file, okay, add it. We are just seeing how to delete a file. When you delete a file from your local repository, how can you make sure that it is deleted from your, when you delete a file from your local folder, how do you make sure that it is deleted from your staging area and from your repo? Okay. How many of you have come this far? So we have added files, we have added folders, we have checked the status, we have checked the logs, we understood what, the one line thing, git log, we understood one line and graph also we saw, verbose version, right? We did all that. Now we deleted, right? What is the other thing that people generally do? By mistake, they give one name and they want to rename it, right? So how do we rename it? It's almost same as this one. So about us, I want to rename it, right? I'll just rename it as about us.html, right? Now let me check. Renaming, I'll simply say git status. What is it thinking? It is thinking that I have deleted it. Okay, I renamed about to about us. I did a git status. It is saying, looks like you deleted it. Done? Everybody, how many of you have come this far, please? What do you think needs to be done next? Git add. Okay, somebody says, ma'am, what's the prime difference between command prompt and git bash terminal? They're both same. Not much of a difference. Typing in the chat window. All right. Anybody else? Why -- global? Okay, that I answered. All right. Okay, so let's go on. Where were we? We were renaming, right? We renamed it in the local folder and we want to check how it is. So like one of you suggested, let's go quickly. Git add, right? Add dot, you can say git space add space dot, or you can say git space add space the file name also, please. So it's saying nothing as always. So I will again do git status, very much like I did for deletion. You see that there? What just happened? It automatically understood that I renamed it because I just changed the file name. When I first did it, compare it with staging, it said you seem to have deleted this file because in staging there is a about.html, in the local folder there is an about us.html, untracked. But when I did an add, it checked for the changes and then said you have renamed the file. Now what do I do next? What needs to be done next? Yeah, Saiteja, you are correct, but about us.html, please. Okay. Please answer in the regular chat window, not in the private ones. I can't look up many tabs. Yes, perfect. Git commit -m renamed about to about us .html, right? Done. There. Now when I do a git status, everything is clean. Now what I really like doing, git log, I want to see the path that I have traversed. There, initial commit, add CSS folder, direct commit, adding a text file, deleting a text file, renamed, right? Now, what if I want to see it in the reverse chronological order? See that? I can also see the other way. If I'm used to seeing it like that from initial, I can always say -- reverse, please. Make a note. So renaming and deleting are very similar, right? Now let me go back to initial commit, added CSS folder, adding a text file, right? So let's say I make a change to my index.html. Can this be committed? Looks like this is committed. I want to go back to this first commit. Okay, I realized I should not have written this particular piece of text. I want to go back. Can somebody tell me how do I go back? And this is where I ended today's class in the morning. So whoever is there who has worked on in today's class, yeah, restore and hash code, restore and what is it? The commit ID. Remember I told you we'll come to this a little later. This is what I mean. So you can always say restore. In the morning I was trying revert. It's restore space, right? What do I want to do? I want to revert back to something, or even before this I'll do something. I will add a few more. This text should disappear. Okay, I have done something. I changed it. I control as I saved it, right? I have done this, and now I have saved it, but I am not liking this whole thing. I want to revert back. This usually happens. I get with my latest version, I work on it, but I do not like what the change that I have made. I want to get what is in the staging. Let's say I made many changes to this file and I want to get whatever is in the staging. So what do I do, please? I go get, it is also a restore, but let's see, git restore, will it work? -- stage, I want to get my, what is the file name? Index.html. There. Okay. Did it go away? No, it did not. So what do I do? Basically, it is from, if you have moved something to the staging folder, you know, the second, first pit stop, first location and then the pit stop is staging, right? So it's in the staging, but I want to get whatever is in the repository. This is what needs to be done, please. Remember, okay? But what if I simply want to, checkout is for branching out. Okay, sorry, git restore. What just happened? Shall I do that again? Shall I repeat the last few steps? Is everybody clear with what I just did? Okay, so I went here and let me first do a git status. Nothing, right? Everything is clean. Now I want to write this text should disappear. Okay, I made some changes to my file, right? But I'm not happy with the local changes. I want to get the changes from the staging, right? So I simply have to do git restore and do a dot. Go back. You see that? The text is gone. It's like magic. Basically, it got the file from the staging and reverted back to wherever it was in the staging. It removed the changes that I made locally. Clear? Is everybody clear on that? You make a change, you do a Control S, save it, go back and say git restore and dot. It will restore. But what if you want to restore something from the staging? Then you would do this. Meaning from the repo, local repo if you want to get to the staging, not to your local folder, to the staging, then you could do that. See what I'm saying? Let me repeat. From, if you have just made some change and you want to just get whatever is in the staging, you would simply do git restore and dot. You would get it from the staging. But let's say you have actually saved it, right? You have added it to the staging. You did add space dot. It got saved into the staging also now. But you want it to revert back, meaning you want to get the from the local repository to the staging. Then you would say git restore from staging, -- stage, index.html means it will get from the repository, your local repository to the staging. We are not there yet. It's okay. For now, please understand, if you want to revert back to the staging for staging file, for all files, this is not just for one file, just git restore dot. Okay. Everybody clear on that? So if there are any junk files or anything like that also, they will remain, please. So basically, if I have created 15 files here, and in the 15 files here, in the staging, all those 15 files are not there. You do a git restore, it will change the changes, but then the files created will remain. It will not delete the existing files. Clear? Only the changes will get updated. If you want to delete that also, then you have to say forcefully clean it. That's called as git clean, right? You can say git clean and say -f, and it will forcefully clean everything, meaning it will make sure that your folder structure is an exact replica of the one on the staging. Okay? All right. Everybody remember? It's only about practice. Create some dummy folders. If you have a dummy email address that you use, create a git repo, create a, git login, sign up and use that login just for testing. Okay? Don't use your regular one. Don't create unnecessary junk repositories in the one that you're going to share with the companies in your resume. All right. Now that was that. Right. Now one other important thing, I've asked that in the morning also. What is one folder that gets created when you work on a node project? Yes, node modules. What is the name of that? So here I'm going to create a folder. Even before I go there, I want to be able to ignore certain files, please, like node_modules, because when I share a node project with somebody, I do not wrap with the project or pack the project with node modules. I just have to give the source with the package.json file, right? So I do not send the node modules. Whenever you take the package, a node project, you do an npm install and all the dependencies get created along with the node modules folder, right? In the node modules folder, all the libraries get installed. So you do not pack it with node modules. Similarly, if there is some .txt file, some notes.txt that I have written for myself, some log files, you don't want all these files to be committed to your staging and to your repo, right? So to ignore those, we use what is called as a git ignore. Okay? Git ignore, everybody knows. So that is, let's say git ignore. Yes, I want to create git ignore. In this git ignore, there. I'll mention, everybody knows how it is done. Node modules, and slash. Don't forget the slash. And anything that starts with star.log, meaning anything that has a .log extension, right? And you can have your own names like abc.txt, whatever you want to say, right? Make sure you add that. Now, very important thing, you first have to commit this, please. You have to send this file off, right? So I say git status. It says that. So I'll say git add space dot. Then I'll say git commit -m adding git ignore, right? Done. CLS. I say git status. Nothing. Everything is clean, right? Everybody clear on what I did? Yes or no? I just said git space add space dot. Then it showed me the change. Then I said git space commit -m and wrote, right? Okay, let's move on. So what are we trying to do now? Let's check if it is working at all. I'll create a node_modules folder, right? And what was the other one that I did? Star.log, right? So I'll create a new folder. New text document. My log or my notes.log or something, right? There, yes. So these two files should not be moved to staging or to the repo because I wrote the module folder name and I mentioned star.log, right? Could you show the VS Code part once? Yeah, this one here. Remember? Yes, you use it for / for directory, please. You could say that, but it's not really an environment file. It doesn't have an extension, or git ignore itself is an extension. You see, dot it says. You could say it's like a configuration or like a properties file kind of a thing that git refers to every time it does a comparison of what files need to be moved to staging. Did I answer your question, Afra? Not just for node modules, no, for anything, any file that you want to be ignored, you don't want that file to be passed on to the staging and to production or anywhere, right? Let's say you have written some steps for this project or something that you don't want the whole world to see, you don't want your whole team to see, but it's just for you in your local folder. Steps on how you, worked on the project or something like that. Or let's say you have one folder that says documents, docs, all stuff related to the documents of this project. Okay. All right then. So what is the next thing that I should do? What did it say? It says it is clean. Sorry, CLS. When I said git status, it said clean. Pranav, push is for pushing it to your remote repo, please. The one on the GitHub. Okay. So let me do git add. Okay, it's not showing the status. Now I say git status. Nothing to commit. Means what? It did ignore it. It did ignore the module and the mynodes.log. Right? Now let's create. Now can somebody tell me why is about.html striken off like that? Yeah, right. We renamed it. It's considering as deleted, which is fine. Okay. So one last quick check. Check.txt. Check. Control S. Now let's see. Just making sure that, see, so when I did a check.txt, it did understand that there was a change, but I created node underscore modules, I created a mynodes.log, I created so many things, but it said nothing to check. Why? Because in git ignore, I mentioned them, right? Clear? Okay, let me just add this one thing. So git -am, what is the name? Adding check file, something like that, right? What does it say? -a-m. What? Git add dot, okay, git commit -m, adding check file. There, done. Right? Now I want to just, out of curiosity, I want to see the whole log. Right? What happened? See, I always do this. It is one line, not online, please. There. Oh, it is not thinking. It is deleted. Tirumala says it is deleted. The about us one, I think I'm looking at that message now. Okay, fine. Okay, so these are all the comments. Right? Now we are all good. Can somebody quickly tell me what all we learned in the chat window? Now remember, any changes you make to the git ignore have to be saved. So you have to move it to staging, you have to move it to, you have to commit, all that needs to be done. Yeah, restore, status commit, restore log, add, git ignore. Very good. So far so good, right? Now, I just wrote some code, right? Is this the difference? I'll tell you why. I want to see how things are different. Okay, so let's see. Let me do get diff. Right? Git diff. Oh my God, Sirisha. CLS git diff. What is it saying? Can you decrypt it? It's not like a difficult code, not decrypting as such, but you get the idea. So when I made a change, added a line, is this the difference, to my local file and asked it to tell me the difference saying git diff. So it told me that your index.html has changed. Hello world, first commit, can this be committed? Plus in green indicates that you have added that this is the new line. Okay, this is a new line that you have added. This is a new code that has been added to your file. It is showing. Right? Understood? Now, are you all with me? Are you getting it? I just added a new line and did a git diff. And it showed me in this file, so and so has been added. Now let me remove and do a Control S. Okay? Go back. Remember, earlier it was 2 lines. I removed 1 line. Let's do the git diff. You see that? What just happened? Can this be committed in red? Means what? The line is removed, meaning between the staging, the file in the staging and the local file, this is the change. If something has been removed in the local that is already there in staging, then you see a minus in red. If something has been added to the local one that is not there in the staging, it shows as green. You didn't get in red here. Who's that? Pranav? Remove a couple more lines, please. Not the one that you just added, but one more line you have to remove. Okay? Yeah, got it? Fine. Somebody says, as we did not use direct keyword for force commit. Ma'am, what did this command achieve? Git -a-m and message. That is going to automatically add all files and then, directly to the staging, and then you have a message. All right? All right now. So we know how to see the difference. Now this is what? Who will tell me what is the difference here? Between which 2 files? We didn't use direct keyword. Abhishek, I am lost. I don't think I understood what you just said. Hold on to that thought, please. Can you please tell me what is the difference? I'm telling you that anything that you add new is going to show it in plus green. Anything that you remove is going to have a minus in red. But which 2 files are being compared? Index.html is being compared, but which location? Very good. Difference in staging area and not local repo, local folder, please. The local folder in my computer. That is a difference. Okay. Now let me just go back here and say Control Z and add. See, this is this is already in staging, right? This is the new one that I added, right? I'll just say new, do a Control S, right? And now I'll do a git diff. It will tell me you have added a new line, right? Clear so far? Now let me just add git add space dot git add and git commit. So now I'm committing it to the repo, please. -m in double quotes. What do I want to show? Showing difference. Okay, I'm trying to see the difference. So now this particular change that I did has been committed to the repository. Now I want to see between the repository and the staging. Okay, not from local file, but between the repository and the difference between the repo and the stage location, staging place, right? Staged. What is staged and what is already committed in the repo. So basically I did not commit it. So there is no difference. The staging, of course the staging also has it, right? Because I committed, I said git add, it added to the staging and then. So there's no particular difference between the main one and this one. So there's no difference as such. But if you really want to see the difference between your local, right? Local folder, I just added a new git diff. It's going to tell you added a hey there, right? Now let me just say, I think we have looked at enough of differences. Git add, git commit -m and say added hey right? Now clear screen. I say git status. Sorry, git status. Commit cls git log hyphen hyphen online. Not online, one line. There was. Are you all clear? How many of you have come this far? Okay. Clear? All right, good. I see the number is going down. I want everybody to be here. Even if you could not get one command working, you can still work on the rest of them, please. Okay. So don't think that, oh, I am lost and I can't go forward. Catch up with the other command that I'm going to say. Okay. Now this is that. Now let's see. This I haven't tested, but let's see. I'll say does VS Code show the difference? I'll do a Control S. Here I'll simply say git config. I'm going to set the tool where the differences are being showed as VS Code. Okay, hyphen hyphen global. Okay, the tool that it's used. Now this is going to be very interesting. I'm saying VS Code. Okay. Now I'll say git diff. It's still showing here. Does VS Code show the difference? We should be able to see. Let me go to the editor. I saw it in the morning. Git diff. Git config global. Let me check this again. Git config, that is there, right? So if I do a git diff, showing here, but where is the file? Has this been committed? Okay, I'm not too sure why it isn't working, but it actually will give you here, please, the difference sometimes. If the tool is set properly, it will show. I might have to install an extension there on the VS Code side, but we'll see. But you get the idea, right? Basically, you can also check the changes in VS Code is what I'm trying to say. So git add hyphen a hyphen m what? Check diff or something like that. Checking VS Code. I'm just making sure whatever I write gets checked in. That's all. Oopsie. Okay, let me go back to git commit, right? And then hyphen m, and then say VS Code check. Modified index.html. Okay, why? Yeah. Git add dot done CLS. All right. So we have seen the difference, how to see the difference between staging and repo, how to see the difference between local and staging, how to do a git ignore, right? How to set your difference here to a different this tool which with you can see the difference, how to set that. You could actually do hyphen hyphen global, but I'm surprised it did not work. Please try on your computer, see if it is going to work. It's really fun because on the left side and the right side you will see left is old code and right is a new code kind of a thing, right? Now we have already seen how to look at a log file, right? How to look at the logs, the one-liners and the graphs and the reverse chronological order ones. We have seen all that. Now, what if we want to see what happened at a particular, what happened at a particular commit, right? Let me show something. Git log hyphen hyphen one line. So I want to see the change that happened here at 53A170. So there's something called as git show, please. Git show AA84230. What did I do there? Renamed about.html to aboutus.html. And then here at the bottom, similarity index 100%. Rename from about to about us. So I know I gave the message like that, but even without the message also, you should be able to see the difference. Let's see 30C011E. You see, it's actually showing I added a hey there. Hello world, first commit. It's showing the what exactly happened at that particular point. Okay. So if you want to see a particular what happened at a particular commit, you first get the log, get the commit ID, and simply say git show and that commit ID. Okay. Everybody with me? Let me take a poll to see how many of you are chat. Okay, let me minimize this chat. Why does it show only chat? Okay, one moment. There. You have seen the difference between staging and current. How many of you have done git show and commit ID? Are you able to get the commit ID? Remember, you don't have to type the whole commit ID. You can simply say git show and first few digits is or numbers is okay. Characters. Unless there is another one with the same set of characters. If it's unique, then you can just go type just first 2 or 3 characters, please. All set? It's 8:30 already. All right. Shall I take a quick poll? Please take the poll. Everybody, don't worry too much if you're not able to type up all the commands. First get the concept. If you're behind a little, that's okay. Listen to the recording and perform all the commands. Create many dummy repositories, as many repositories as you want, till you get to a state where you know the commands by rote. Not in a bad way, but in a way that you understand what they do. The questions that interviews might ask is, how do you see a particular commit? What happened at a particular commit? How do you check the log? How do you check the status at any point in time? How do you revert back to a file that is in staging from your local file, right? And can you tell me how do I want to, if I deleted one file, what do I do? Many things like that, simple questions. All right, okay, shall we move on? The next is very important concept that all companies expect you to know. Ma'am, we can only view the operations on our account after pushing, right? On our account after pushing, right? Meaning pushing it to the remote repository? No, Pranav, I haven't pushed anything to the remote yet. All this is happening in my local computer only. And we have seen all the operations that we did, right? Git status, git log. We have seen everything that is being done in the local repository. You can move it to remote, and then you can share with others, right? Let's say you are working on CA Microscope or one of those companies. They'll give you the source code, right? You can work on it and give you the link to the Git repo, their Git repo. So what will you do? You will work on it. So you'll work locally, everything, whatever you want to do. Once you think it's really good, and once you think they can look at it, and once they are okay with giving you access to it, you push it to CA Microsoft's Git repo. Okay, like next year or maybe even this year, if somebody is working on GSOC projects, most companies give a Git repo and say branch out and work on it. Or once you have completed a particular feature, push it in. I'll check, show me the working of it. I'll give you the rights to push it in and push the code in. Until then, work locally. Okay, got it? So now, while we are at it, this is what I was talking about. Let's say you're working for a company, right? Interning for a company or working on a GSOC project. The code is all there. They ask you to get the code, branch out, create a branch and work on the code, create your own feature or extension of it, or fix a bug, and then show that the bug has been fixed, and they will take the bug. They will allow you to push the code into their version, whatever the next version that is coming there, right? You can push the code in and they will merge it and release it as a version. Okay, now let's go ahead with the next concept, Git branches. I think for this I need you to see the PPT, keep annotations, discard, right? There. Does it make sense? Look at the screen, please. So there you are working on a new feature. Suddenly your team lead or boss comes and says there was a bug, fix that bug. You don't go and fix that bug directly in your local workstation, in your local folders that are already there, right? The folder structure that is there, the work that is happening is for the major release or for that's the master one. You don't want to work on that. Or let's say you're working on a new feature. You don't want to work on the bug fix on that. You branch out, right? You see this one here on the right side. This is the bug fix part. You branch out and new feature can go there and the bug fix can go because the bug is with the main one, right, master? So you go with the bug fix. So this is called as branching out. Like that, you can branch out many times. Somewhere in the middle, remember the horizontal one that we saw earlier? Somewhere towards the end, you merge them all the changes, new features, bug fix, and release it as a new version, major version, 1.1, 1.2 or 2.0. Major would be 2.0, right? Like that. So one of the main reasons, and when we're working on one feature and are suddenly expected to fix a bug in another feature, we do not want to disturb the current work in progress. We branch out from the main and work on fixing that bug, right? The original one is still the same. This is untouched. You're working on something else. Clear, everybody? Were you able to see this actually? Oh, you're not able to see? Sorry. Let me share once again. Sorry. There. You see it now? This is what I'm talking about. The current version remains untouched. You keep working on the new feature that is branched out. Bug fixes will happen to the master. Wherever there's a bug, try to fix it. Right? So, you are not supposed to do this, please. The one that you're working on, you don't directly fix the bug. Why? This might mess up this one, the existing feature. You don't want to do this. You always branch out, fix something, and see if the changes can be merged. Clear, everybody? Shall we move on? How do you create a branch? There is that. Share again. Screen. Share the screen. Git branch name. Okay, let's see. So before we go there, I want to create multiple versions, please. I just want to create a couple more versions of this index 1. I'll just say version 1. I'll tell you why, because I want to branch out and I want to show you the difference and all. So version 1, where is my, right? I just added a version 1 to my index.html, right? And then now I want to commit it. So I'll just say git commit hyphen git add dot git commit. Work with me, please. Just create 3 versions of different changes. Git commit hyphen m. I want to call it as version 1. Done. Then again I want to go here. Version 2, right? Control S, want to say git add, right? And then I want to commit and say git version 2. They're done. Now I want to change. This is version 3. I'll show you why we are doing it. Same thing. Git add, git commit version 3. Right? Done deal. 3 versions I have created. Now I want to check the log. Git log -- one line. There. Version 1, 2, 3. And still I'm in the master, meaning the main tree. Right? I have created some words. Now suddenly there was a bug that was found. Right? There was a bug that has been found, and I want to branch out and work on that bug without disturbing the current one. So how do I create a branch? I showed you a picture, right? So that was that. Like one of you said here, git branch, right? And then let me call it as bug fix 1. Okay? Git branch and branch name. Okay, everybody? Are you all with me? I just created 3 versions. Let me give 5 seconds or so time. Are you all able to see it? Git branch name. I created 3 versions. This is very important. Please note the head is pointing to the master. So I created a branch. Git branch name done. How many of you have come this far? Were you all able to create 3 versions? Very simple. Again, like I said, just because you are not able to do restore or revert or one of those things doesn't mean you can't do this. Okay? So we have created some versions. We created a branch. Now I want to check the branch. So what will I do to check the branch? Let me just do git and then check the log -- online. Right? The one line thing always. Okay, let me first clear it so we can see it clearly. Git log one line. Now tell me what you see. How is it different from earlier log? Can somebody tell me how is this, the output here, different from the earlier ones? Is there anything that you're seeing different? Yes, the new branch that I added, saying head is pointing to master, but there is one more branch, bug fix 1. Right? So basically there are 2. One is master and one is bug fix. Right? But I'm still, the main core, whatever is in my computer, is still pointing to the master only. Right? Now, let me just say something. Git checkout. Remember, the branch is created. My system local folder is not pointing to the branch yet. It's still pointing to the master. So let me do git checkout bug fix 1. This, it's saying what? Switch to branch bug fix 1. Remember the route. You have taken another route, a branch, and you're pointing now to that. How do I know if I'm pointing to that or not? Git log -- one line. What do you see? When I said git checkout bug fix 1 and I now said git log -- one line, what is my head pointing to? I'm not working on the master. I have taken the other route. It is pointing to the bug fix 1, right? So the switch has happened. Clear, everybody? Understand it very clearly. I have branched out and I'm working on a bug fix. So let's say for this bug fix, I have to add a new HTML file. See, folder structure looks good, right? I'm looking at my VS Code. Folder structure looks good. I'll do that and I'll go and add my bug fix 1.html. Okay. Shift that. Oh, sorry. I am bug fix 1. Okay, remember the branch. I save it. Okay. Now I will go and say git. Let me do CLS. I'll simply do git status. It says bug fix 1.html you have added, but it's not there in staging. So I'll say git add.that. Then I'll say git commit -m added bug fix1.html. There, bug fix1.html has been added. All set. So now I do a git status. What does it do? Everything is fine. Can you see something different here? Everybody, I said git checkout bug fix1. First I created a branch by saying git branch bug fix1. Then I said git checkout bug fix1. When I did a checkout, the head is pointing now to the bug fix1. So means what? Means my code is now pointing to, or the location where I'm working is now the bug fix1 branch location. So I created a new HTML file, bugfix1.html. I went back to my prompt. I said status. It said bug fix1 is not there. So I said add that, commit that. But here it's saying what? On branch bug fix1. Very clear. Everybody clear on this one? So we are now on the branch and we created a new file. What did we do? We committed the file also. Okay, let's do one more commit. Let me go to index.html and I'll make some change saying change by bug fix1 or change from branch bug fix1 Control S. Now let me go and do the same. Git status. It says this has been modified. I'll just say add, right? And then I will commit. I'll say made changes to index.html from bug fix1. Done. Made changes to whatever. So now if I do, everybody clear? Let me do it again. I said checkout bug fix1. Now I'm pointing to, my head is pointing to this particular branch. I go and create a new HTML file. I commit. I add it and I commit it. Then I make a change to an existing file, index.html. Change from branch bug fix1 is what I did. Same thing. I added that. I committed it. Okay. Everybody clear? Can I get a yes in the chat window, please? Everybody clear? It is going to get a little confusing, but you all have to be with me, have to understand what's going on. We just branched out and we are working in that branch, creating our own files, modifying existing files, and we are doing all that. Right? Okay. Let me do a CLS here. CLS and say git status. No, I want to get the log. -1 line. Remember? Until there it was master version 3, then added bug fix1, then head is now pointing to bug fix1, made changes to index1, right? I added a new HTML file and I added some text to index1 and pointing to the bug fix1 is what it is saying. Clear? Done? Now, is everybody listening? You all with me? Now let's go back. Now suddenly my boss came to me and said, Sirisha, stop working on that bug. It's of low priority. We want this feature that you want working on. Go back to your master. Go back and work on that feature. So what should I do to change into another branch? What is the command to change, please? I'm working on one. I want to move to other one. Yes, git checkout master. Switch to branch master. Okay, now see the beauty of it. What is it showing here in VS Code? Where is my bugfix.html? Where is the change that I made to index.html? What happened now? All the changes that I made crossed out, yes. All the changes that I made were in a different branch. That's a different branch altogether. Now I'm coming, so like this I can work on multiple branches, isn't it? I can work on this. I can continue working on this. I can go back and work on the other one. So basically, I'm creating replicas and I'm working on it virtually. Okay. When I said git checkout master, it switched to branch to master, right? Now shall we check out bug fix one? Shall we do that? Shall we go back to the bug fix one? Or are you all confused? Everybody getting what we are doing? We just created one more branch called bug fix one, added a file there, made some changes there, saved it, it is happy. Now I move back to master. And when I move back to master and said git checkout master, I am seeing my files. I'm not seeing the branch one. Now I want to go back to git checkout bug fix one. What happened just now? On the left side, do I see in index.html it says change from branch bug fix one HTML file is also there. Look at the beauty of that. You can work on two different versions of the same thing at the same time. Are you all with me? How many of you have come this far? Only 3 people so far. You basically do a git branch and create a branch. You say git checkout, get there. Very good. Now play around, please. Keep moving between these two branches. Git checkout master, see if the file is there. Then say git checkout bug fix and see if the file is there. You know what I'm saying? Just play around a little bit. Got it? Everybody? Clear? Okay, so let me go and say git checkout master. I go back, I'm in the master version 3. This is after branching. Control S, after branch was created, let's say. All right. Now I'll do a git status. Let me do a CLS. Git status. Okay. I'll say git add dot. Remember, I'm working on the master. And git commit -m. Adding text to index after branch was created, after branch. Let me just leave it there. Done. CLS. Okay. Basically, I added this one line, ignore the spelling mistake, and I committed it. Right. Now, if we go and see the log, git log -one line. There. After version 3 of the master, adding text to index after branch. So my head is now pointing to the master again. Everybody clear? Would I please repeat? Okay. Let me go back. Let me just keep it as is. Control S. So git status. Okay, git add dot git commit -m removed text or something. Okay. Okay. So this is my master, right? Index.html, check, and all these are there. I'm happy and I'm fine here, right? Now I want to create a new branch. So how do I create a new branch? I say git branch, right? And give the name of the branch. I gave the name as bug fix, right? And then I said git checkout bug fix one, I think, right? So it created a copy of that, and then it is branching out and saying, Sirisha, I branched out. You don't have to worry of making any changes to the main master. You have branched out. So once I came to know about this, I created a bugfix1.html there, and to the index.html, I added change from branch bugfix1. All right. Done. Let me remove this now. Okay. I'll say Control S. I'll go back. Git status. Removed it. Let me add it. Git add one. Right. Git commit -m removed line. Done. Now, so now I have two versions of the same code. One version has bugfix1 HTML and has some text. Okay. Let me now switch between these two versions. Git checkout master. Right. See, bugfix is gone. Index1 is same. Right. The index.html I kept it same. So index is same. Everything else is same. This is my master. Now let me do git checkout bugfix1. So I am branching. I am now pointing. My head is pointing to the branch one. You see, index is same because I made sure that they were same. But bugfix1.html has shown up. Is everybody clear on this? You're just maintaining two different copies of the same code. You can have multiple branches like this. How can we see what are the branches present? There. Tirumarav, does that answer your question? Git branch, master and bugfix1. And the green star indicates you are now pointing to that particular branch. So can you please do this? Very simple. You have to just say git branch, give a branch name, git checkout, that branch name, go to your VS Code, create a new file, save it, commit it, add it and commit it. Now just say git checkout master, which is the main one. Go back, make some changes if you want, or you can leave it as is. So you can switch between these. You can keep saying git checkout that, git checkout this, and it will shift between these two branches. Are we all clear? Can I get a yes in the chat window? How many of you have understood this part? Everybody, you can always look at the recording and repeat it. For now, just let me know if you understood the concept as such. A little bit about the commands. We are sure we are only 8 minutes away. I want to wrap it up. Everybody clear? Two branches. I have the master. So like this, I can create multiple branches. But you must be like, ma'am, I'll add, let's say bugfix1 is managed by Sirisha. She's adding this. Bugfix2 branch is managed by some other person. That person created his own or her own file. Bugfix3 is added by somebody, some other branch. He branched out, created. So the team lead will sit and see all these things. Just work on it and show me if it is working fine. The test case and all will be run, executed against. If everything works fine, what do you think should be done before we release? I want to release the next version of the software. So what will I do? All these bug fixes need to be what? Clubbed together. Very good. The word is merge. Very good. We need to merge. How do we merge all these branches? Let me see if I can show you the there. What? Yeah. Do you see it? So in branch 1, I have file.text and I have hello and file 1. In branch 2, in file 2.text, see that. I have world and file 2. It's a different files, right? This is one bug fix. This is the other bug fix. I want to merge them. These are two different files. So no problem. The merge result will have both. Shall we check this? How do we merge? Let me show. Go back. Go back to my window here. Oh, where is that? Adobe. One moment, please. Where is this window? The chat. 1 second. I'm trying to get the chat window thing. Let me. Yeah. Switch to mini control. That's what I wanted to do. Okay. So here I am. But why is okay? It's below my line. Okay, there. Okay. So I want to merge. Which branch am I right now in? I'll just do git status. On branch bug fix 1, right? So we have to go to the branch and you have to merge these two, please. So how do we do that? How do you think we merge? First, let's go to the master, the main one, right? So git, how do you, can somebody tell me how do I switch branches? Switch branch, how do I switch to another branch? Check out, very good. Git, check out, master, done. Now to this, I want to merge this one with git merge. So when I did git checkout master, my VS code should show what? Where is my VS code? There. You see, there is no bugfix.html. So I can be sure that this is my master, right? One moment. Now I want to merge the bugfix one here. So I'll say git merge, right? Bugfix1. Remember, you have to leave a message -m merged branch bugfix1. Very interesting. Auto merging, merge conflict in index.html it is saying. Why? There must be some difference, but let's see what it did. Everybody, look carefully. I was in master. When I merged, I got my bugfix.html. And index.html is what? It is actually showing me that there is a problem. This is the current change. This is the incoming change. Which one do you want to keep? I want to keep this. I'll just remove that and keep this one. Are you all clear about what just happened? And I'll do a Control S. Okay. Are you all clear what just happened? When I did a merge, I simply went to master and said git merge to this master branch, merge this bugfix1 to this one, and I gave a message. So it said auto merging index.html. I am trying to do that. Okay, bugfix1.html is already there, but it noticed a conflict because the same file has been modified by two different things, right? So that's why I got a green like that, green and blue. I can say accept incoming change, accept both changes, compare changes. I can do all this, but I just want to get rid of this. I selected it, removed it, bugfix1, I kept it, Control S. Okay, and I saved this file. Now I'll go and do a git status. It is saying you have to commit. There is a new file. It merged, but you still have to commit, right? So I'll say git add dot git commit -m after merge. Done. Now in the master, let me do a git log and one line. There. How is it going, everybody? So that is how you manage a conflict when there is a merge conflict, please. How many of you have come this far? Only 5, 6 people. What about the rest? Okay, a few more. Okay, okay. Now let me do an interesting thing. I mean, I find it interesting. You might like it or not like it. Git log. What was that word that I used to get a pictorial representation kind of a thing? Very good. Graph. Git log hyphen graph. What do you see, everybody? Branches. They started as 2 branches and then they merged. After merge, you see? Until here it was bug fix 1. Here it is pointing to master. Right? Once you get this, type Q for quit. Okay? Let me show that again. Let's see if we can get it with a single line. Hyphen, hyphen, 1 line, hyphen, hyphen, graph. There. Beautiful. Isn't it beautiful? I like this. All right. Everybody, this is what you need to know. When you work in a software development company, you'll understand things better. You will be able to work on multiple bugs. Can you I'm sure you can envision this, right? Meaning, trying to work on multiple bugs. Let's say you are really good at troubleshooting and bug fixing, right? Somebody else might be working on a module for years, but you must be working on at least 2-3 bugs each day fixing. Hopefully there will not be so many bugs, but still you understand the point. You would simply create a branch, get the whatever code, fix the issue, show it to your team lead and say, here it is working. Then your team lead or your project manager, whoever, would say, okay, merge, please merge the code. Simply merge it. Right? I like this part a lot. This one where you have branched out and then the branch has, gotten into your main one. Okay? Clear, everybody? Okay. Now, how do you push it to the remote repository? Quickly. Pranav says, I'm getting only 1 branch. Why, Pranav? Did you not create another branch? Please troubleshoot. Git remote add origin master link. Very good. That's all. You simply, Pranav, please check, boss. Check again. Okay. So I want to push this to some remote location. So first I need to have that, isn't it? So I'll first go git repo, git do this. What is it? Git 3, right? Git 3. So I'll create a new repository and call it git 3, right? And you see I say create repository. The moment I create a repository here, if you scroll down, you will get the options. Push an existing repository from command line, import code from another repository. It's very understanding. Creating a new repository on the command line. We already have a repo, right? We just want to connect. So I'll copy this. Everybody clear? I'm creating a new repository, right? I just did a new repository and it gave me options. I'm just copying this. And where is my window? There. Git remote add origin, meaning I'm just saying your remote is this one. Remote repo is this. Done, right? But I also have to mention the branch that you should be pointing to. Right? What did I name the branch? What is my branch name, please? By the way, did I name it main or? Oh, where is my branch? I should have named. Hold on 1 second, please. I should have named it as master. repos. Okay, let me get this chat window a little below. Right, where is that? I don't want to confuse you guys, so ARVR, weather app, whatever, git 3. No, I don't want to create anything. Go to the repo. Git branch main. Let me try doing that. I should be able to create a master. Anyway, let me go back here. Right? And just now we saw, right? Git branch -m, and I want to call it as master. Done. Then I want to push it. Right? What was the code? Do you remember seeing what code was there? Let's try. If it complains, it complains, and we'll figure it out. So I'm pushing it. There. Now my code is in the remote repository. Done. Shall I check the remote repository? There. CSS, about us, bug fix, check, index, everything. All right, everybody. So I worked on local, and then I created a remote. I set the origin like that. Right? And then I told there are 3 steps to do it, please. You set the origin, you say branch out to master, whatever is in your local one, and you say push your master branch there to the remote one. Right? Done? Okay. How many of you were able to come this far? Good, not bad. So for the rest of you, what I suggest is please go over the recording again. Use a dummy email if possible. And go ahead and work on it. So this is a complete cycle that we did, right? We created a project kind of a thing. We learned all the commands. We pushed them to the local repository staging and then to the repository. From staging, at the end, we pushed it to the remote repository. Done? All right, everybody. Good night. I hope you understood what Git is, why Git, how Git, all that. Okay. I'll stop recording now. And if you have any questions, please go through the recording again and then work on it. Okay. Stop recording.